Welcome back. When it comes to spring cleaning, I'll admit Jason and I don't do anything really formal, but we do know that there are certain jobs that have to get done. So, here with tips on how to transition our homes into the new season and tackle that list of spring cleaning must-dos is the star of the YouTube channel Clean My Space, Melissa Maker. Welcome back to the show, Melissa.
It's lovely to be here. Nice to see you both.
Melissa, we're already well into spring, so I'm asking for a friend here. When is it considered too late to start spring cleaning?
Tell your friend in an orange shirt that I think it's fine to spring clean until July 1st. It's
Oh,
Goldilocks. You don't want it to be too high, you don't want it to be too cold, so you've got time. And remember, you don't have to do everything all at once or all the spring cleaning tasks, period. It's just about what makes sense for your home. Write a list, and when you have an hour, scratch one off the list.
oh, I like that. I love a list. It feels good to scratch stuff off too. Now,
Yeah.
before we get into this, before we get into the spring cleaning must do, I think we need to sort of go over the winter to summer changeover. So I'm going to move into a new place very soon. So I want to be as organized as possible. Where do I start with that?
So when you think about this seasonal changeover, you want to find, ideally, if you can, a finished space that's relatively easy to access. If you have an unfinished space, you just have to package up your clothing accordingly. And we'll start with shoes, Jess, because a lot of us have bulky shoes that we don't want to look at during the warm months. So first, what you want to do is just tap them off, give them a good cleaning to get rid of mud, dirt, salt, all the things you don't want to store away. For tall leather boots, you can cut a pool noodle in half and use that to kind of keep your boots upright. There I am doing it on my nice leather boots. And you can also do this other neat trick if you're stacking your boots in a plastic container where you cut a large piece of cardboard and use that to add an additional tier in containers. Before I figured this out, I used to chuck everything into a bin and it was very random, but this just makes it
Yeah.
a little bit more organized. I also want to tell you guys, whoops, there goes my rice. I will clean that up after because I'm Melissa Maker. Don't you worry. But what you want
Yes.
to do is get yourself a little sachet. This is actually a homemade one. Paper towel, white rice, which you saw, and an elastic band. Rice is great for absorbing moisture. So that way, if there's any dampness, your boots aren't going to be smelly when you pull them out.
Love it. What about a lot of us have those big, bulky, coats and sweaters. How do we transition our fall winter clothing kind of out of sight?
First of all, you want to get rid of anything that doesn't fit you and that you don't love anymore. Why are we storing this away? We don't want to. So, what I like is, I'm going to try not to ruffle it too much, but these vacuum seal bags, they are really handy. You can also get those big plastic bins like you saw me using for shoes. They're also great fabric, just garment bags that are really good if you have down-filled jackets. That's the safest way to go.
And Melissa, are we doing a changeover of our linens and bedding as well?
So this is a great question as well. A lot of us want to get rid of that, really warm, heavy, overwhelming bedding. You can either launder it or you can take it to the dry cleaner. They would love the extra business right now before you put it in your linen closet. And if you don't actually want to do that, but you notice a blanket needs a bit of freshening up, let me just get the rice off my blanket here. But you can take a blanket that, you don't want to do the full shebang on, just needs a little freshening or to get rid of some lint. You can take a washcloth, wet it, and add about 5 drops of your favorite essential oil. Put the washcloth, the blanket into the dryer, let it run for 10 minutes. You pull it out, and it
Oh,
is fresh and clean and beautiful.
I'm going to do
I'm
that to my
going to do
duvet.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I got to tell you guys about mattresses because a lot of us forget to do this, but it's all about rotating your mattress. If you don't do that, you're not going to even out the wear. A lot of us forget to do it. The other thing, dust mite season starts now. And why that's important for us who sleep on mattresses is because if we vacuum them, we can start getting rid of that dust mite population. So get a vacuum with a HEPA filter and a nice brush attachment. You're going to work your way back and forth. By the time this is done, you will have gotten ahead of that dust mite population and you will breathe easier when you're sleeping.
You mentioned a linen closet a little while ago. I do not have one of those. So let's talk for people who have like limited storage space. Any suggestions about where we put this stuff?
Totally. Two great options. One is inside a big suitcase if you're not traveling anytime soon. And the other one is underneath your bed. They actually have custom sized storage bags to go right under your bed. Great idea.
That's what I have. I've got 2 bins that fit perfectly under my little double bed. But then you have to remember to vacuum the dust bunnies under there. Hot tip from Melissa Maker. Like she didn't know about dust bunnies. Get out of here, Jess. Okay, Melissa. The the changeover is complete. We've gone from winter to summer, so let's get into the spring cleaning must-dos. First, you want to check and maintain our systems. No idea what that means. Walk me through that.
You are moving into a new home, so this is great for you. Smoke detectors, CO2 detectors, fire extinguishers, all of these things, we want to make sure we're checking them to make sure that they still work and that they're functional. You also want to make sure that you're changing your furnace filter a couple of times a year. This is a great time to do that. And on the topic of filters, your dishwasher and your washing machine both have filters that can be cleaned. You can also use tablets to clean the drum and the inside of your dishwasher. And then drains are another thing a lot of us don't think about. I'm going to say something a little gross, so bear with me. Have you ever cleaned the inside of a bathroom drain before?
That's Simon's job. He always does it, and I have to leave the room. It's
my
horrific.
husband's job too. Yeah. So this is an eco-friendly drain cleaning tool. You kind of swirl it in, and for those who haven't done it, you pull it out and just clumps of hair come out. But once you do this, your drain runs a lot cleaner. It doesn't smell anymore. It's really important to do that. And for your kitchen drain, you can pick up an eco-friendly drain cleaner. Nice and easy to do and makes a difference.
Okay, so what if you don't want to do a full deep dive on your drains, but you just want it to be like a little bit freshened up? Do you have a DIY solution for that?
Absolutely. So this is really easy to do, and this isn't going to solve all the drain problems, but this is just if your drain is a little smelly. So you'll dump a cup of baking soda down the drain. You're going to leave this there for 30 minutes. This is like the easiest, laziest thing to do. Then you're going to take a cup of white vinegar. You're going to boil that up in your kettle, which, by the way, is going to descale your kettle during the whole process. When that's done, let the vinegar cool for a minute, then dump it down the drain and flush it with water for another minute or so. This is just going to help clean things up and push all of that schmutz, that's a technical term, by the way, down through your drain, and it won't smell anymore.
That is such a great tip. Okay, let's move on to mold and mildew. Where are the places where that stuff accumulates the most, and how do we tackle it?
Okay, so in my house this year, my windowsills have been raging with mildew. And where it likes to go is anywhere that's damp and warm. So this is my bathroom windowsill over here. And an easy way to deal with this, of course, you can buy a store-bought product, but I've just mixed equal parts white vinegar and borax into a paste. I'm applying it with a cleaning toothbrush. You can let this sit for about 10 minutes and then scrub it off. It really works incredibly well. It's not expensive. It's easy to come by, and it's a safe solution. Other places you can check for mold and mildew would be, of course, in your bathroom and even in the washing machine, in that gasket and in that detergent tray as well.
Okay, so we covered the mold in windowsills, but any tips about cleaning windows themselves?
Okay, so window cleaning, I want to tell you guys a story, because when people hear the word squeegee, they think of this, my little mini shower squeegee. This is not what we're cleaning windows with. That's what this is for. This is a double-sided squeegee. It's $20 to pick up at a big box store. And Cynthia, I assure you, if you like pleasure, cleaning the windows is one of the most pleasurable cleaning jobs.
Oh, Cyn.
It's very satisfying. So you put this into a bucket filled with hot water, about a cup of white vinegar, and about a tablespoon of dish soap. You apply it. You can see what I'm doing here, top to bottom, left to right, nice and easy. And then you flip the squeegee over. It's so satisfying, you guys. You got to do this. You flip it over, use the rubber edge, and the windows just become so clean. Honestly, it's a good one.
Love it.
I need a drink of water after that one. That's hot. With so many of us spending a little more time indoors than maybe we'd like, what's a way to kind of freshen up simply in our living spaces?
Yeah, so indoor air quality has become, something that a lot of us are paying more attention to these days. So the easy fix is to have an indoor air purifier if you have access to one of those, and just constantly run it. I have a cat, I have hardwood floors. It just makes a lot of sense in our house. The other thing you can do is, of course, open your windows. The caveat there is if you live in an area that's got a lot of traffic or a lot of construction, it doesn't make sense to open your windows to freshen the air anymore. So just be mindful of your timing. But if you want to make a little indoor DIY air refresher, which is what I have in this little bottle here, the recipe is simple. It's 3/4 cup of distilled water and then 1/4 cup of either rubbing alcohol vodka, or if you have witch hazel, you can use that as well, whichever one you're willing to part with. And then 20 drops of your favorite essential oil. Shake it up. Boom. Gorgeous room spray. Nice and easy.
Melissa, I had no idea that this would be so much fun. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Cleaning's always fun when you hate doing it and you look for solutions.
Perfectly said. And listen, if you're watching and you want to find all of Melissa's fantastic tips, head to our social media channels, but don't go anywhere just yet because we'll be right back.